would this popular song still sound good if it was in a completely different style? Today, I'm gonna take Party For You by Charli XCX, which normally sounds like this. And I'm gonna make it sound as if it were an Ariana Grande song. Here are the rules. 1, I have to completely reimagine the song in Ariana's world, like something that would be in Positions or on Sweetener. 2, I can't change any of the lyrics. And 3, since the song is called Party For You, we have to have a party. Do you wanna come to my party? Every time I finish a major part of the production, like the drums for example, I have to stop and spill the tea on the music industry. But did I also think I was gonna be in for a world of disappointment, pain, suffering, and utter disillusion? Let's get into it. All right, we're gonna start with the drums like I always do. I wanna check the original Charli instrumental just to see what the drums are doing here. Okay, so like a cool trap hyperpop thing. It's pretty minimal, kind of just there to support the vocals, I would guess. And we could kind of go in that direction because I know Ariana has done some trappy stuff, but I want to do something different. I'm actually thinking like 2013, 2014 Ari, like yours truly Ari. To this day, that's honestly still my favorite Ariana music. It's just really nostalgic because it was mixing in a lot of older influences, like a lot of 90s vibes, and I like that. Okay, this is the sound I picked for my kick drum. It's a lower sub with a couple of like crunchy layers. Like this right here especially makes it sound like almost a kick from like a break from a Motown song or 70s song or something. So I think this is cool. So I went ahead and did a little bit of a vintage vibe with the snare as well. I really like this collection of snares I've got here. I think these are all from breaks, like literally sampled from like old vinyl records. Yeah. This is nice. And honestly, I just brightened it up a little bit and put a nice plate verb on it. And okay, I did something kind of fun with the percussion. I layered a live hat and a tambourine. And what's kind of different about these is they have a totally different bounce groove than the original version of the song does. I think this is gonna suit the style we're going for more, so fingers crossed. Let me check how this is feeling. Okay. The bounce is there. I honestly just feel like I need to dress it up a little bit more. Like I've added this 808 crash and these 808 hi-hats just to modernize it a little bit. I added this verby clap for an accent. And this fill, which is very much emulating, again, like a break fill. Okay, how are we feeling about this? Okay, I'm really feeling this. I would say this is kind of ending up in this drum style that I like to call aged. It's basically anything that's inspired by older music where the drums were a little crunchier, a little warmer, maybe having some acoustic elements. And if you don't know what drum styling is, that's okay because that pretty much is something that I made up. And it's actually something I explore in detail in my free 3 tips resource, which I have linked below under the video. It's got 3 of my favorite tips for bass, drums, and vocals, so yeah, grab it, it's free. And since we now have finished the drums, it is time to spill some tea. So I started in the music industry when I was a literal child. I sang in this choir, the singing group of a bunch of little girls, and we actually toured all over Europe. And I was honestly like a total ham. Never really scared to perform in front of big audiences. And like, if I had a solo, even better. I mean, seriously, if you told the child me back in like 1997 that what I did then would lead to me sitting in a music studio in front of a green screen, filming a video for a website that didn't even exist back then, I don't know if I would have believed you. When I got just a little bit older, I didn't want to give up singing or go to college or do like any of that stuff my parents wanted me to do. So instead, I moved to America to try to be a music artist. Did I think it was going to be easy? Of course not. But did I also think I was going to be in for a world of disappointment, pain, suffering, and utter disillusion? But we will get to that. So the next instrument we got to work on here is bass. I'm actually kind of feeling like an electric bass, and if I played one, I would play one, but I don't. You guys already know anything that hurts my fingers is really not my vibe. But luckily there is a plugin that sounds pretty decently close to a live bass player, so that's what I'm gonna use. Okay, I cleaned it up a little bit and it sounds like this. It's decently close. If I was, producing this record, I would have a real player just replay that. Mostly I just think it sounds really nice with the drums. And to give it a little bit more depth, because it does feel a touch thin to me, I think I'm gonna add an 808 kind of tucked under it. Honestly, just simple notes like this. It works well together with this part, I think. And that's bass, done and dusted. Once I moved to America, there were 101 things that I tried to start my music career. I'm sure a lot of y'all relate. I sang in cover bands in Las Vegas, not a way to build a pop career, by the way. I wrote hundreds of songs that never went anywhere. I honestly tried like every genre under the sun, including country music. I don't know what about this gives country, but funny enough, that actually worked for a while.
I may have worn my skirt a little too tight last night, that's right, oh no.
I actually ended up getting a publishing deal in Nashville and auditioning in front of the same people that signed Taylor Swift. It's a good thing they didn't think I was country enough and said no, because if they did say yes, I'd probably be recording Alina's versions of my songs right now. But at the time, the rejection was really rough, especially because my team got really discouraged. They basically told me they weren't gonna pitch me to anybody else and that I needed to stop focusing on being a singer and start focusing on being a songwriter, and that I needed some famous singers to record my songs within 6 months. Otherwise, they would drop me. Pro tip for musicians: a team that truly believes in you is not gonna threaten to drop you after only a year. But I didn't know that at the time. So I thought to myself, where can I find famous singers to record my songs like ASAP? And that's when I found K-pop. Okay, now I want to work on some more instruments, like more tonal instruments, synths, pianos, stuff like that. I'm thinking since I already used like a fake real electric bass, I want to keep that vibe going. So more real acoustic sounding instruments. And I'm thinking we have to do a piano. It was very 2013 Ari to do a piano. Okay, but this is cute. I'm using a contact instrument called the Gentleman. I think it's very much giving that like classy vibe. And the way I got this kind of plinky quality is by turning the tone to hard, because if you do soft, it's like really muted, super understated. We need that brightness for sure. And the chords and like the rhythmic pattern I'm playing, it also pretty much reminds me of early Ari, like the way it's even giving a little bit of Mariah, like We Belong Together era, just the bounce of it. Okay, I live. And in the pre-chorus, I think I want to switch it up. I still want to use a piano, but I want to make it a little bit more melodic, less of a bounce and more of like a like open feeling. So first of all, I did these kind of block-ish chords with a little bit of arpeggiation. It's so hard to say, but you'll hear what I mean. And then on top of it, I'm doing this piano melody line. Now I'm hearing strings being added to this. So following along with the same melody, but a different octave. And we need string chords too for like epic vibes. I'm gonna be real with y'all, those sound like a little fake to me, but I'm gonna hide them in the mix. They're just there for the vibes. This is gonna be good. And it's giving more and more Ariana the more stuff I add. When I say I knew nothing about K-pop, I mean I knew nothing about K-pop. I've never seen a single K-pop video, didn't know any of the idols' names, the group names, nothing. But I did know one thing. If you want an artist to record your song, one of the best ways to like get to that artist is to go through their producers or songwriters, people already working with them. So that's what I did. I found a songwriter on Facebook that did K-pop, and I basically DM'd him asking to collab. I still remember it so clearly how my best friend Ellie and I wrote that song in my attic. It was like this teeny tiny space place with the sloped ceiling that I kept hitting my head on. But this is why I always say a fancy studio don't mean because our collaborator sent off that song to Red Velvet and they ended up recording it. After that, I had several years where I literally wrote over 100 songs every single year. I had releases with ITZY, Purple Kiss, Kepler. I forgot everybody. I straight up don't remember anybody I wrote songs for. It's bad. I think we just cut it right there. So many groups and artists. But here's kind of a shitty thing. The more songs I wrote for K-pop, the less fulfilled I felt. It wasn't the music or the idols. It was how the entertainment companies were treating myself and my fellow songwriters. You see, in Western pop, when you get a chance to collaborate with an artist, and it's a good collaboration if it yields like a hit, it's very likely that their team is gonna want you to keep working with them because you make hits together, duh. But in K-pop, unfortunately, both the idols and the music makers, producers, songwriters are considered kind of disposable. I mean, you would think they would care more about the people making the music they're selling, but they don't, because K-pop, sadly, unlike Western pop, is never about the artists or anybody making the music. It's more about the company as a whole. Their profit margins, their growth, their returns. Basically, it's like working for a corporation, except you don't get health insurance. So this is where I started thinking, instead of always writing for all of these girl groups whose teams don't give a f- about me, why don't I create my own girl group?
When I'm with you, I can see
All right, we did the more realistic instruments. Now let's talk synths. There are a few ideas I have. I feel like because a lot of early Ari was inspired by the 90s, there was a specific type of synth that was in like a lot of hip hop and pop records. If I had to give it a name, I would call it a bendy lead or modulating lead if we want to be fancy. But really what it did was like a wee that sounded more like a theremin. Let me not keep making a fool of myself and just show you what I mean. I feel like the held notes against the rhythmic piano is gonna be cool. Okay. Now I actually want to thicken up that piano with a synth, and I have a specific sound in mind, which is a Juno. This is a very classic vibe. You'll know it when you hear it. Just using Serum for this, nice and simple. And I added a little bit of this quick delay too with this plugin called Delay, which is actually free. It's pretty good. I just got it. You guys should as well. And okay, this is gonna be random too, but I'm gonna grab this Juno synth and some of the pianos and strings I did, and I'm gonna combine them and then cut them up just for one moment in this track. It's gonna be cool, I promise. This is what I'm thinking. Hey, I always like little details like that in tracks. Since we're doing synths, I'm gonna add one more synthetic part here, which is gonna be a drone bass for the pre-chorus. It's gonna add a nice bottom frequency and energy because the pre-chorus got all those twinkly pianos and it's gonna juxtapose. Okay, I think that's it for the synths. Let's just kind of see what this beat is sounding like. Now, if you're an OG, you already know what Lyre is.
Lyre made it.
But if you're new here, hi. Lyre is the name of the production and songwriting team that I'm in with two other girls. We wrote a ton of the K-pop together, but the fun thing is we also sang together. We started doing all of these like covers, song genre flips on social media, and that kind of blew up. People really liked our songs that we wrote for K-pop, and they also liked us and like how we sounded together. So I started to think, what if we actually turned this into a real group? Now, there were some challenges. We didn't exactly fit the mold of a traditional group, like different ages, different heights. Also, I hate dancing. So I had this idea. What if we created virtual characters based on us? And we used those to like launch a whole new kind of group. I made some initial concepts using The Sims. And we were writing a bunch of songs for the group. It honestly felt really cool and we were like really excited. Until something happened that changed everything. I can't say too much about the situation, but basically one of our members ended up having a falling out with people she was under contract with for her solo music. And those people decided to come for us. as a whole, even though I also was doing other work for them, which they never paid me for. So we had to stop singing together. We had to stop creating music for this virtual girl group we were building. And because of that, our momentum completely tanked. A whole year went by before we were even like able to think about releasing anything. And by then, honestly, life moved on. Everybody just kind of had to start a new chapter. I mean, you can't sit around waiting forever, right? Which is how I ended up doing what I'm doing now. Okay, since the beat is done, it is time to sing. And okay, recording this, there was definitely a little bit of a learning curve because this bounce is so different than the original. So I had to sing it with a totally different groove without changing the lyrics, of course. Here's what I got.
I only do this party for you. Only do this party for you. Yeah, I was hoping you would come through. I was hoping you would come through.
Some runs, definitely more of an Ari vibe. Charli wouldn't be caught dead. Also a lot less tuning. And before you jump down my throat of like, Charli doesn't need autotune. No, she does not, but she likes to use it for artistic expression. And we must respect that. Ariana, however, is not heavily tuned at all. So yeah, the tuning on this is like really light. Okay, but now let's talk about background vocals. So there are not a lot of BGVs on Charli's record. It's more like effects, hot girl processing. But Ariana loves backgrounds. So you know the like For You repeat that Charli does?
Only do this party for you, for you, for you.
But what I did to make it more of an Ariana thing is I did it as a background vocal.
Only do this party for you, for you, for you. Yeah, I was hoping you would come through. I was hoping you would come through. It's true, it's true.
And I also did some of these stacked pads, which is also a very Ari thing to do and also a very me thing to do. If you know, you know. By the way, if you can believe it, all of the plugins on all of these vocals are free. I've been preparing to shoot my vocal production course, which is going to be amazing, by the way. And I've been trying to get more like free or affordable plugins into it. And I've discovered many that work really, really well, which I'll be sharing like my settings and ways to use them in the course. There's actually a link for early access list in the description and you should hit it and you should join. And also, okay, don't laugh, but the last thing we need to make it more Ariana is some ad-libs, maybe some like really high pretty ones. I will be so honest with you, whistle tone is like the least developed part of my voice. I don't ever use it, but I did my best here. And I also got this little saucy one in this. I like her. Okay, I think this has turned out pretty good. But before I play it, if you stuck around this long, thank you for listening to my story. And before I play you what the song turned out like, I just want to say, after everything I've been through in the music industry, kind of like told y'all like 2%. What I'm focused on right now is building my own version of what it means to be an artist. No toxic deals. No industry people disrespecting me. It's just me making art on my own terms. And the reason I honestly wanted to share this story is because whether you're a musician, artist, or somebody with big dreams in another area, people will test you. They will make you feel like you need them, like they have the answers to what you're looking for. Wrong. You're the answer. You know, and you don't need them. That's what I'm focusing on right now. And hey, if you are a musician and you do need a little help, I've got resources for you. I've got a Discord server where you can connect with other people who are looking to collab on music, share knowledge, all the good things. It's linked in the description. I also have a music production course with 99 videos showing my favorite production techniques. A lot of people like that one. But anyway, cheers. Let's get back and hear what the song sounds like.
I only do this party for you. Only do this party for you. Yeah, I was hoping you would come through. I was hoping you would come through. I only do this party for you. Only do this party for you. Yeah, I'm about to party on you. Watch me party on you. 1,000 pink balloons, DJ with your favorite tunes. Birthday cake in August, but you were born 19th of June. Champagne poured in your mouth, called your friends from out of town. With a body bag with the purple pills, and I'm waiting for you by the window, yeah. Hold your dish, please don't keep ringing. I wish I knew what you were thinking. 1,000 pink balloons, dancing on to your favorite tunes. Hope you walk in the party, cause I threw the
watching. If you like this video, don't forget to sub. I'm serious, do it. And here's another video that I think you'll enjoy. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!